Good afternoon. This is Mrs. Jackson, and today we are going to talk about how we can use a pictograph and draw a pictograph to show data in a table. We have been using information from a data table and from pictographs yesterday, but today we are going to talk about how we can actually construct a pictograph ourselves. So if you look at this data table, we have a data table that shows the field trip choices that students voted on, and the number of students that voted for each choice. And our choices were the Science Center, the baseball game, the Circle B, and the City Park. And I want to take the information from this data table and I want to turn it into a pictograph. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to transfer the title. And the title of our pictograph is going to be Field Trip Choices, since that was the title of our data table. So for field trip choices, the students were picking between the Science Center, the baseball game, the Circle B, and the City Park. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to label those choices down the side to represent the sections of my pictograph. Now what I have to decide is what I'm going to use as the symbol for my pictograph and how many students I'm going to have that symbol represent. Since field trip is a fun day, I think I'm going to go ahead and let a smiley face represent our symbol, and I'm going to decide on how many students each smiley face represents. If I look back at my data, I can see that there were 3 students to the Science Center, 12 to the baseball game, 6 to Circle B, and 9 to the City Park. And I'm not really sure I really want to have to draw 3, 12, 6, and 9 smiley faces for each section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the best number of students I can have my smiley face represent in order to have less that I have to draw. So if I think about these numbers, 3, 6, 9, and 12, I can get each of them by adding 3. So what I believe I'm going to do is I'm going to let each smiley face represent 3 students in my pictograph. So if I have each smiley face representing 3 students, then I know exactly how many I will need to draw for each section. So for example, with the Science Center, I have 3 students who chose the Science Center as their field trip choice. So I will need to draw just 1 smiley face under the Science Center because each smiley face represents 3 students. So I can draw 1 smiley face in to represent the number of students who selected the Science Center. The students who selected the baseball game, that total was 12. So for 12 students, I'm going to need to draw more than 1 smiley face. If I add 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, I will get 12. So I can draw 4 smiley faces to represent the 12 students who selected the baseball game. So as you can see, if I add 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, I will get the 12 that chose the baseball game. Our next choice was the Circle B, and we had 6 students select the Circle B. So to represent 6 students, I will need to draw 2 smiley faces. 3 plus 3 is 6, so that would represent the students who selected the Circle B. Our last choice was the City Park, and we had 9 students select the City Park, so I would need to draw 3 smiley faces to represent the 9 students for the City Park. And I can confirm that by adding 3 plus 3 plus 3, and that does give me 9. And that is how we can use our data table to build a pictograph. Thank you.